Repricing is what is going to make or break your Amazon FBA business. There's really two things that is important when you are trying to scale your business. The first thing is sales velocity, right? Which means how fast are the items that you sell are actually selling, right? And the second one is days in inventory, right? So how old is, like, pretty much, it's called inventory age. Here's what I should call it. And it's pretty much how old is your inventory? How long have you been sitting on that inventory, right? If you can make it so your inventory is not old, it's going to be really easy to actually scale your business, right? If you can make it so your stuff sells really fast, scaling your business is going to be really, really easy, right? The most important thing when it comes to actually figuring that out, once you have the sourcing part of things done, is repricing, okay? Repricing is not going to make miracles. If your item sucks, if your product sucks, there's really nothing that repricing can do. Like, it's not going to increase your profit or like all of a sudden, right? But if you're good at sourcing already, then the next thing that you need to focus on is repricing. And that's what we are going to look at today. Today I'm going to show you how you should think about repricing and in what order you should use, like how aggressive you need to be and all that stuff, okay? We'll get into that. If you do not know me, my name is Chris Mangonza. I release videos right there to help you scale your business. Also, I have a coaching program, links in the description, okay? So let me share my screen real quick, and here we go. So we are in Sellersnap. I'm going to use Sellersnap to actually show you this so you understand, and I'm going to show you the whole flow that we actually go through, okay? So most of the time, 95% of the time, when we reprice, we are either going to use the AI repricer or the win buy box rule, right? Here's the thing, and this is going to be true with every single repricer. The AI repricer is not going to be super aggressive at getting you the buy box, okay? Not on Sellersnap, not on other repricer. Some repricers, actually, we're not going to say names, but the AI is going to tank your price, right? But with Sellersnap, here's what I would recommend that you do. All right, so for the first 15 days of your item, if it's an item that sells fast, and if you actually win the buy box, use the AI repricer method, right? So we're going to try to push your price up, and it's a really, really good blanket rule. So, you know, you don't have to go and switch up rules and do all that stuff. Just start by using the AI repricer rule for the last couple of days. Really, the first 2 weeks should do good. If not, I mean, except if you go deep in inventory, right, and you really want to customize and really be more aggressive, test stuff out, you're going to use the AI repricer rule, right? We're not into like complicated sourcing strategy, repricing strategy, I'm sorry. Use what works, use the AI, see if it gets you the buy box, check after 3 days, are you getting the buy box, are you getting sales, especially if you have a lot of inventory, right? You want stuff to start moving fast. Check if the AI is actually doing its job. To be honest, to be 100% honest, a lot of the time you're going to start getting sales without repricing. What repricing is going to do is actually getting you trying to optimize, trying to balance return on investment and sales velocity, right? So first thing that you should do is actually use this. Use the AI repricer rule, okay? If stuff isn't moving as fast as you want, you're going to switch up to the win buy box rule, right? And really, there's two options. So either you do that, or if stuff is not moving because the buy box is suppressed, then what you want to do is do this. You're going to add a condition, and you are going to do if right there buy box is suppressed, right? You switch from the AI repricer, right? AI repricer, to what you're going to do is buy box suppress, boom. What you're going to do is match follow lowest FBA, boom. Here we go. Save the price. You can add the yo if you want to. Save and close. You're good, right? And to be honest, if you want to automate further, right? Because I talked about inventory age, right? So you do an if condition, and you go to boom, 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 inventory aged above 30 days with more than 5 items, for example, or like you could do like more than 1, like, or more than 0. So like it's going to apply whatever, like doesn't matter what you do, is going to apply, right? Then what you want to do is liquidate, right? So go with 50%, win buy box, and then, for example, if it's boom, if inventory aged above 60 days, then, you know, with more than 0 items, then what you do, win by box, and you go full win by box, and you actually try to liquidate your inventory. Why do you want to do this? The reason why you want to do this, you want to start liquidating stuff after 60 days, because after a point, you know, you start paying long-term storage fee. You don't want that. And more importantly, we are in an inventory-based business, and we want our stuff to actually sell fast. Okay, you want your stuff to sell fast. So Sellersnap is going to allow you to actually like create those really easily, right? By adding those conditions. You can actually like go a little bit deeper, and you can look at other conditions. So we have one if the buy box is suppressed. We have one if we do not win the buy box. If, you know, like our inventory age is getting like out of hand, right? But there's a ton of other stuff that you can do. You can see them right there. You can do based on quantity. You can do based on historical days of supply, which is like how many days your inventory is going to take to sell out. And you can also do like low inventory level fee, right? In case you actually get low inventory level fees, I don't know, bring your price up, whatever. You can always use the yo-yo method, which I have a ton of video on what it's going to do. It is going to push your price up to your max price for that specific amount of time that is specified right there, right? So for example, you know, you can increase your price every 20 minutes and start max price every 5 minutes, right? What you want to do is you want to balance this, and this is really aggressive, right? So trying to push the price back up. I would not necessarily do this at this level, but what you want to do is balance this, right? Balance this thing right there with the target buy box share. That's pretty much allowing you to avoid actually tanking the price, because if you're really aggressive in trying to get the buy box, you want to be aggressive in trying to push the price up as well. All right, hopefully this video was helpful. That's pretty much repricing in a nutshell. Don't think about repricing, don't try to make it too complicated. That's literally all it is about, right? Sales velocity and making sure that your inventory moves. Start implementing inventory aged condition, and just like that, you know, you'll be able to liquidate your old inventory without having to look into it. I'll see you in the